Join us and help us continue to support the many talented people of our community. Learn how to get your business highlighted on Lacrosse Local. Go to lacrosselocal.com and click on Advertise. Join us at the Lacrosse Winter Roots Festival, Saturday, February 11th at the Lacrosse Center. We'll celebrate Wisconsin favorites in music, cuisine, local beer, and spirits. Grab tickets at lacrosselocal.com. We sit down with Québécois folk pop musician Geneviève Racette. We talk early memories of music, her influences growing up, the process for writing and recording her new album Satellite, and an upcoming show at the Pump House Regional Arts Center. You can find more conversations, food reviews, live music, and events on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is Lacrosse Local.
There's something about the way you see me, like no one ever has before. You make me nervous and uneasy, but I still want more.
My name is Geneviève Racette. I was born and raised in Montreal, Quebec. And I've gotten into music at a very young age. I grew up in a very musical family. My mother is a piano teacher, and my father just loves music and plays guitar as well. And everybody in the family sort of played an instrument or sang somehow. And I kind of just wanted to copy my big sister, and I started to sing just like her. And here I am today.
Besides your family, or maybe that was the influence, was there a song or anything that really struck you?
Honestly, like, this is still a guilty pleasure to this day, but the Spice Girls, like,
Really?
when I was like, they were big in like 1998, 1999. I was 8, 9 years old, and I used to sing the songs, like the Spice Girl songs, with my sister. We used to like harmonize and stuff on these like pop songs, and that's like how I developed my ear, by just singing in harmony with my sister over these like fun pop songs. So still to this day, like when I do listen to these songs, it brings me back to the first like times I realized how to do a harmony, and just discovering your ear and my passion for music.
Going from the Spice Girls to your own music, which, listening into it the last couple of days, there's some real kind of soft and real mourning in it, it seems like. Was there something that kind of connects those two, or is there something that kind of led you down a different path, influence wise or artist wise?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I loved the Spice Girls when I was a kid, but I mean, growing up, I listened to all different sorts of music. And when I was in high school, I started to play guitar. I think I was maybe 12 or 13. And I discovered all sorts of artists who like played acoustic guitar, because I had an acoustic guitar and I kind of wanted to get into that. So I remember specifically there was this one Ben Harper song called Another Lonely Day, which was like kind of a sad one, kind of a softer one. And I learned it and I sang it in front of the whole school, I remember. And that was like the first time I performed on stage with a guitar. And that was really something I kind of realized, like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. So I did listen to a lot of like softer, folkier stuff as well when I was a teenager, and still to this day, obviously.
Released in 2022, your album Satellite. What was the process for writing and recording that? Do you work fast, or how did that go?
Oh, I wish I worked fast, man. I don't. I'm a really slow writer. If I write like 5 songs in a year, it's really good for me. But I did do a lot of co-writing for Satellite. I started writing it right before the pandemic hit. I went through a breakup right before the pandemic, and with someone I was with for a long time, like 7 or 8 years. So obviously that was a big inspiration to start the writing process of the album. And then the pandemic hit, so there were more emotions involved and more restrictions as well. So the writing process was completely different than whatever I'd done before. Like, I did a lot of co-writing online with some friends, like over FaceTime or Zoom or whatever. When we were recording Satellite, it was a challenge as well. In Quebec, the rules were very strict for COVID for a long time. And we would go to the studio and work like every weekend, me and my producer, François Pierre, and he's a really good friend. And then at some point we couldn't go to the studio anymore because the studio got closed, and then we had to like work long distance. It was honestly a little bit of a mess. And planning the production of this album was really complicated, and like you could never really plan anything because the rules here changed all the time. So I tried so hard to just, and I'm a person that likes things planned. I like when there's a plan and we follow the plan. So it was a hard process for me to have to change everything up a million times. But you know what? We did it, and I wouldn't change the result at all. So it happened. It all happened for a reason. But yeah, it was kind of a different process this time for Satellite.
Going through the track list here, is there any songs that probably mean the most to you or you want to highlight?
Obviously they all mean a lot to me. One song that I really remember clearly, like the feeling when I wrote it, it's an older song. I wrote it in like September 2019, I think. It's called Sober on the record, and it's a song that I wrote when I was going through a hard time. I was in Toronto, like not in my own city. I was like going there for a conference or whatever, and I was by myself in my friend's apartment. She had lent me her place, and I was going through like an emotional hard time, and I've been sober for like 5.5 years now. And I just had a moment of like, hey, if I drank right now, no one would know, you know? And I didn't want to do it. And I was just like really struggling emotionally. And this song just like poured out of me like one shot. And it just stayed like that. And I haven't changed a single line, a single chord. Like it just like kind of came out the way it still is. And I think the rendition of the recording of it on the album is pretty nice. And I'm really proud of that one.
I felt it in my bones. I never should have stayed alone. I don't want to play this game anymore. I just want to numb the pain and lose this war.
It's like a really sad, softer one, but those are always the ones that get to me the most.
Do you use music as kind of a healing sort of component, you think?
Oh, 100%. Like I always say, like I'd never been to therapy, but it's such a cheesy thing to say, so cliche, but like music is totally my therapy, and writing is my therapy. Like if you listen to Satellite, you will know me, and you will know the struggles I've been through in the past like couple years. It's pretty clear, and I'm okay with that. I'm a very open book. So yeah, totally use that as my therapy.
So I checked out a couple of your videos online. You know, you're doing some live broadcasts there. You also have a show coming up at the Pump House.
Yeah.
What can people expect from your shows? I mean, I saw a few there. They're breathtaking. You know, it seems really intimate. What can people expect from the Pump House?
Oh, well, thank you. I'm going on tour in the United States for the first time ever. I think it's important to mention that. I'm coming by myself with my guitar. As you said, it's going to be a pretty intimate concert. I like to tell the public about the songs and how they came about, and I like to share the stories behind them and everything like that. So it'll be a very intimate setting, and it'll be fun because it's going to be like one-on-one, and I love having that freedom of just like playing this whatever song I want whenever I want, and just like talk how long I want, you know, and just kind of get to know them and they get to know me.
For people that want to find out more about you, what's the best avenue? Facebook, social, website?
Yeah, I mean, if you type my name anywhere, you should find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, everything like that. I tend to post a lot on Facebook and Instagram. Go follow me there, and you could follow all my adventures on there. I give my tour dates, also my website, GenevieveRacette.com. All the info's on there, so yeah.
People come check you out at the Pump House Tuesday, November 22nd.
Yes, please come. It'll be such a fun night. I'm so excited to come over.
Lacrosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at Lacrosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the Lacrosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.